Hey there, family. I told y'all I was going to be back, and here I am. I said, you know what, let me jump on here and talk to my family before I don't because you all know that it's just one of those seasons in my life right now, and that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you all about. What do you do when you are in a season of isolation? What do you do? It could be different for many of us, but I just wanted to give you all a few tips if you're kind of sitting in this season, sort of like where I am. And there's just 4 things that I would like to share with you what is working for me, and see if it can help you if you are finding yourself in that season, or if you may find yourself in that season in the future. And for one thing, I will always say, start with prayer, because sometimes I honestly believe that sometimes God is separating us for a reason. I believe He separates us because He has work to do in us. So that season of isolation shouldn't feel like you are alone. It's probably one of the seasons where you should feel like really the most connected with God, because during this season He is preparing you for a change. He's also using this season to protect you possibly from some things that may be coming your way, and preparing you how to handle some things, because we don't know what the future may hold, but He knows all. So sometimes we can, be in the position where we're like we've kind of had like a bad connection, almost like a bad server, and we need to get reconnected. And I feel as though this is a time where He realigns us with Him to position us for something like much greater than we can ever imagine. So during this time, I really feel like it is very important for us to always remember to pray. And He withdrew Himself into the wilderness and prayed. And that's Luke 5:26. So if God Himself had to isolate Himself from everyone and everything to pray, how much more do you think that we need to do that? Also, along with prayer, I feel like it's always actions that need to be taken. And I feel like this is also a perfect opportunity for us to take control of our emotions. Because if we're not careful, we will allow our emotions to take us on a roller coaster ride that we are not prepared for. So when we are focusing on the loneliness of being isolated, we tend to succumb to those feelings of being forgotten. We are not, valued for, what we do, or valued to others, or we may even feel like we're not even valuing ourselves. We may feel, let down, or by those that are closest to us. We may have felt like we've let ourselves down. And so we have to take control of those emotions and understand that that may not be the case at all, and allow God to do what he is doing in our life during this time of isolation. I fully understand and have been the product of a deceptive heart, which means that we are always so quick to say, I'm just going to follow my heart, and wherever my heart leads me. And right now my heart is broken, and I know that this feeling is real. Well, the emotion you may be feeling may be very real. However, do not mistake that following your heart is always the right way, because the heart will deceive you. That's in his word. It will deceive you. The writer of Psalms knew this well, where he said, like, our emotions, will work against us sometimes. And I feel like we all can agree to that. We must learn to command our hearts to preach the truth to ourselves. We cannot allow our emotions to control us. That is just something that we cannot, especially when we are in a season of isolation, because we will take this season that is meant for growth and preparation and turn it into something that can be very lonely and sad, and not get what we need from it, because we're so busy focusing on, I feel so alone, I feel rejected, I feel like no one is here for me when I need them to be, when God is calling us and telling us everything that we need. And one of the most important things to not allow that emotion of loneliness to seep in is to seek out a circle of friends, a special circle of friends. Ask God to direct people in your path that will pray for you, that will pray with you, that will encourage you, that will uplift you. And you will not be able to stay in that place of loneliness for long. Because even when you are sitting in the room all by yourself, as I am right now, you will feel the power of love, the power of prayer that so many of those friends that you have circled around you, that are their prayers are being spoken to your heart. They're being answered by God to continue to encourage you and uplift you during this season, that you may see what God is trying to show you, the path that he is trying to direct you on, and what you should be doing, according to his will and not according to your own. Friendships are very important. And when I say circle yourself around that special, group of friends, I don't mean that you have to have all these people. It can be a simple 2 or 3 people. 2 or 3 people that you can trust that will be there for you, if not physically, just in prayer. Just in prayer. And during this season, that is what is needed the most. Is that encouragement, to send you that text message and say, hey girl, keep on going, you got this, just a simple message that you'll be like, oh, that was right on time. I give them all the time, and I'm so thankful for the people that God has placed in my life. And I try to be their friend as well. Even when I'm going through this season of isolation, I try my best not to be so consumed with my own season that I forget that other people are going through a season as well. And that brings me to my fourth point, is to remember that it is just a season. And seasons change. And it will not last forever. God has you in this place right now for a reason. And you may not understand the reason right now, but just continue to trust him as you're going through the process, as you continue to seek him out in prayer, to seek him out in his word. And I will say, seek him out in nature. Just go outside and just breathe in the fresh air of God. You know, look at the beauty around you that he has given you, from, you know, the trees growing, the flowers blooming, the birds chirping, the dogs and cats are walking around, and even the little insects that, you know, play a role that we may not like, but they play a role to keep the ecosystem going the way that it needs to go. We're gonna always remember that this is the season that I'm in now, and I'm going to thank God for it. So I hope that was encouraging to you as it was to me, because I have been doing a lot of, you know, praying and just kind of being to myself and trying to understand exactly where am I at. And I thank God for speaking to me the way that he has. And I pray once again that it was a blessing to you. And, you know, just do me a favor and place in the comments below if this video was helpful to you, if you would like to see more videos like this as I am going through my journey of life and going through the different transitions that I'm going through, because I would love to share them with you. Love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.